From pickleball, rock climbing, drinking locally brewed IPA, and playing Wonderwall badly on guitar, there is no shortage of hobbies, and chances are that we're not going to enjoy most of the hobbies that we try out. We change, our lives change, and there will be times that we just flat out don't enjoy doing something that we used to love doing anymore. And that's okay. What's up, I'm Zach, and I've had a lot of hobbies over the past short 28.8 years that I've been on God's good earth, from teaching myself how to play 3 instruments, being the okayest cyclist in all of YouTube to the point that it's my career, and reaching top 100 rank in Hearthstone back in 2018, when people cared about Hearthstone out of millions of players. And just like all of you watching this video, I am going to die someday. I know, shocker. I don't know when, where, or how I will die. All I know is that it's going to happen. And because of that, it is just as important for me to know when I should quit hobbies as it is for me to know when I should pick up a new one and try it out. Just so that we're all on the same page about what a hobby is, because there can be a lot of gray area. For instance, like, I'm a full-time YouTuber, that is my job, but I would still be making YouTube videos even if I didn't get paid for it. But just to be clear, a hobby are the things that we do for fun outside of work. Is that it? That's it. That's what a hobby is. And the one question that I ask myself is, do I enjoy this hobby enough, or whatever the hobby may be, that I want to do it in my limited free time? Because in my mind, I'm gonna die someday. I only have a limited amount of time that God has allotted me here on Earth. I don't know when I'm going to die. I could die tomorrow when I'm out riding my bike. I could get hit by a car. I could get hit by a bus. I could get cancer when I'm 40. I really don't freaking know. Everybody who dies young... Okay, well, not everybody, because, you know, other circumstances. Most of the people who die young, that didn't plan on dying young, didn't think that they would die young. And for me, it's really important to use my time in a way that I am legitimately, thoroughly enjoying it. And right now, that is freaking sucking eggs at Monster Hunter. Do I have enough fun doing this hobby that I want to keep doing it with my free time? That's it. If I answer yes to the question, then I keep doing the hobby, because if I'm enjoying my time, that's all a hobby is there for, nothing else. And if I answer no to that question, then I quit the hobby, because there's other hobbies I could be doing that are a better use of my time, like dying in Monster Hunter. But there are some hobbies that I've quit, even one very recently, that I've felt really good about quitting. And I think the word quitting has a really unnecessarily negative connotation in the English language, where, especially in the US, where it's like, oh, you're quitting, don't be a quitter, give it your 110%, quitters never prosper, yada yada. But for me, quitting is more like saying no to something so that I can do better things. It's just saying that this thing that I'm doing is not good enough, is not a good enough use of my time, and that it would be better if I was just doing something else. That's what quitting is to me. It's not failing, it's learning. And despite me really kind of sucking eggs at Monster Hunter right now, like I haven't played in years, I'm really rusty, I die all the time, because I'm enjoying it, I'm gonna keep doing it, because that's all a hobby is there for. And a hobby that I was really freaking good at was Hearthstone. Hearthstone is this online card game made by Blizzard, who made World of Warcraft, which was one of the most addicting games ever made, and I got really addicted to Hearthstone. When I was in college, and even a little bit after college, I was playing Hearthstone at least easily 4 hours a day, every day. Sometimes up to like 12, 14 hours a day. I played Hearthstone so much that I legitimately could have gone pro. And at my peak in 2018, I made it to top 100 legend, which is like the top 100 people in North America. Out of the millions of people playing the game, I was rank 74 out of millions of people. I was really good at the game. But I decided to quit that game because I felt that, one, it was kind of consuming my life in a way that wasn't productive, because I was spending so much freaking time on that game. And two, getting that good at the game sucked all of the joy out of it, and I just didn't even enjoy playing the game. And once I got to my peak, at rank 74 in North America, I thought to myself, all right, what's next? Do I just keep playing? Do I get to number 1 in North America? Because I'm not even enjoying this anymore, and that's why I started playing this game in the first place. It's just because I wanted to have fun. And after that, I quit. And it's been great. And now I have time to suck at Monster Hunter instead of being good at Hearthstone because it's just more fun. This next hobby is something that I've tried, realized it wasn't for me, and quit just in the last week. And that is streaming games on Twitch. And I figured, like, hey, I should try out streaming because I've been thinking about it for like the past 10 years and never even have gone live with a video game once in my life. I should try it out because I like making content, I like playing games, I like interacting with people. And after I streamed twice in the past week, I learned that I really hate the technical side of streaming, and that while I do have fun streaming and I do have fun interacting with chat, I do feel like there is a pressure when I'm playing games on stream that I need to be entertaining so that people don't get bored, so that my stream could grow and that I could make money from the stream. And I also learned that the enjoyment from streaming a game is very different than just playing it solo. Because when I'm playing solo, I can just chill, turn off my brain, or just hang out with the boys. And that, to me, is a very important time.
It's fine. Everything's
that
fine.
time when I am not making content, because I have 2 YouTube channels, and this is my full-time thing. And I learned that I need to have something that isn't making content, something where I don't have to be on all the time. And streaming is literally just being on all the time. But I'm really glad that I tried out these hobbies and then I quit them because I learned a lot about myself, what I want out of life from them, and how I like to spend my limited time here on Earth. I don't like to compete like in Hearthstone because it makes me feel like I just have to get better and better and better until I'm the best. And it sucks all of the fun out of the game and makes it feel like work. I don't like to stream because sometimes I don't want to be on camera. Sometimes I don't want to talk. Sometimes I don't want to be recorded. And I only learned by trying it out. Even though on paper it sounded like something that I would really like to do because I love making content, I love playing games, I love talking to people, but things don't always work out in reality the way that they do on paper. And that's where quitting comes in. And then there's also the gray area of hobbies, the ones that I think I should have quit because they would make my life way easier. I would save a bunch of money and just my lifestyle didn't exactly suit them anymore. I've been playing the drums ever since I was 12 years old. That's nearly 17 years on and off, and it's on and off because you can't always play drums when you're in a dorm room at college. Or like right now when I'm living in an apartment. And it was in 2022 when I seriously considered giving up the drums for good because my lifestyle really couldn't fit a drum set. I was traveling around a lot at the time. I was traveling around Asia and Mexico. And although traveling around was a ton of fun and I'm really glad that I did it, I always missed playing the drums. So I figured that if I just quit playing the drums, it'll make my life easier because I won't have to miss it anymore. And I seriously wanted to give up the drums because drums are so big and expensive and loud and you could barely play them anywhere. You need to like have access to a single family home or a studio just to practice the instrument. And even though I seriously wanted to give up the drums to simplify my life because I wasn't practicing enough and my lifestyle couldn't fit it in, I got really depressed for 2 days thinking about what my life will feel like without even having the option to play the drums, without giving myself the option. And even though it would make my life so much easier and so much more practical and so much more minimalist if I just gave up the drums, it's something that I just couldn't do because it's something that's a part of me. And realizing that, after thinking about quitting this hobby, it's more than a hobby, it's who I am. Giving up this part of who I am made me depressed, and I realized that I just can't stop doing it. And I didn't choose to be this way. Heck, if I could still give up drums and be perfectly happy, I would love to do that, because drums are a pain in the ass. But for whatever reason, this is something that my soul just has to do, even though I live in an apartment. And a similar thing happened when I tried to quit guitar. Because I figured that I learned guitar because my church at the time, back in 2015, 2016, needed somebody to sing and play guitar, and they were just like, Zach, go do it. And this was my second instrument, and I never really super fell in love with playing guitar the same way that I loved playing drums. And just last year to 2 years ago, when I was considering just giving up the guitar for good, because I was already also playing bass, which is like the drum set version of the guitar, I sold my guitars, I had no guitars, and I started a band, and we had a guitarist, and nobody needed me to play guitars, and I could be happy playing drums. And then I started having dreams of complete songs just fall out of my head in the morning, and I had no way to find the chords or write them down and record it. And because of that, I bought a guitar so that I can make music. And that's something I learned when trying to quit these instruments, is that, you know, I could say that playing drums or playing bass or playing guitar are my hobbies, but the real hobby is making music. And I've written a few shitty songs that I'm super proud of, that I hate. Is this what parenting is like? And that was only made possible because I had a guitar on hand and was able to write down the chords that I heard in my head and figure out the chords that I heard in my dreams before they disappeared after I went to the bathroom in the morning. And now I know that I shouldn't quit a hobby when thinking about quitting hurts me. Like, I'm not the best guitarist by a long shot. I know power chords, I know cowboy chords, but that was enough for me to write my first handful of songs that I'm really proud of that I hate. And a lot of times we'll come to hobbies and we'll think like, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't play like Tim Henson of Polyphia. I should just quit. And sometimes we get burnt out on hobbies because we want to progress faster than reality allows us to. And in that case, I suggest just taking a break from the hobby, putting it down for a week or two or a month even, and then coming back to it. Because if it's something that you really love, answering that one question, is this something that is fun enough that I want to do it in my limited free time? If you answer yes to that question, you should keep doing it. And even though I suck at bass and I suck at guitar, it still brings me an immense amount of joy and allows me to create things that I never thought that I would be able to do. Now I just gotta go record a demo of my shitty songs. For the ones that fear the dark, you better